Hi everyone, my name is Adyang. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to talk about comprehension, and by the end of this video you will understand what is comprehension, the way of writing, answering questions from the given passage and more. So let's get started. So first we will learn simple about it. What is comprehension? Comprehension is the ability to understand something and gain meaning from what has been read and solve the passages. Here you have to read the passage but also understand what you are reading in it in order to solve the questions in a passage so that you will have no problem when writing the answers. Now we will learn some tips for comprehension to understand more. First is, after reading the passage, summarize the story in your own words to understand the plot. It means you have to understand the story in your own words by summarizing it. Next is, review the questions and underline the sentences in the passage that are needed for it. Here, after reading the passage, you will need to read the questions before answering them, and mark the sentences by underlining it that are needed for that particular question, and then write it so it can be simple and easy. Next is, mark key nouns and verbs in the questions to make them easier to locate in the passage later. So when you read a question, you should underline the important words. These important words can be names of people, place, things, or action words. Like doing this helps you quickly find the same words in the passage when looking for the answer. The last tip is, if a section doesn't make sense, stop immediately and reread it before moving forward. So, like if a paragraph doesn't make sense or you can't understand it, quickly stop reading and read it again before reading on to the next paragraph so you can understand it clearly when summarizing it. Previously, we have understood what is comprehension and some tips. If you haven't watched the first part, please do, as you can understand and can be able to do this passage. Also like, share and subscribe to my channel. So let's get started. This passage is about history. So let's read. Until the 18th century, few people traveled purely for fun. Most travel and exploration was a serious business. People travel for profit, to win power, to do good, to study, or for some scientific research. In the past, travel was difficult and dangerous. People would have been prepared to risk their lives only if they felt it was for a good reason. Pilgrims and wandering scholars from many lands often enjoyed their travels, but their journeys had an important purpose too. Today, in many countries, the tourist trade is a major industry, employing millions of people. How and why has this change taken place? Since the early 20th century, in many industrialized nations, ordinary working people have been eligible for several weeks holiday every year. Many people make sure this kind of a holiday is fixed as part of their job contract itself. Cheap airfares and well organized travel agencies have made it easy to travel to places with pleasant weather conditions and interesting spots to see. Holiday resorts, hotels, campsites, and theme parks all aim to provide accommodation and entertainment to satisfy their visitors. Many people have been taught that taking a vacation is good. They hope to feel fitter and work better on the return after resting the body and mind. Here, the summary is that in the past, people did not travel for fun. They traveled for serious reasons such as business, study, religion, or research, because traveling was difficult and dangerous. Today, tourism has become a major industry. Cheap travels, organized travel agencies, and paid holidays make it easier for people to visit different places. People now take vacations to relax, refresh their minds and bodies, and work better after returning. This is the summary. As we have read this passage, we'll move on to the questions. These are the questions for the previous passage. We will answer to these questions in the next slide. So these are the answers to these questions. So we will read the first question. 1A. Why do you think travel was labeled as difficult and dangerous until the 18th century? So the answer is travel was called difficult and dangerous because people had to risk their lives when traveling. Next is 1B. Why were people willing to do something that was so risky? People were willing to travel even though it was risky because they had important reasons such as profit, power, doing good, studying, or scientific research. We'll do the rest questions in the next slide. The next question is 1C. Think of a similar way to describe travel in present times. Two words starting with the same letter. So the answer is a good description could be safe and simple. In this question, you need to answer a two-word question. So I use the letter S for both words, and it also suits for present times travel. Next question is, earlier people usually travel for specific reasons. How does the passage illustrate this? The passage explains that people travel for clear purposes, not just for fun. We'll do the other questions in the next slide. The third question is, what factors make it possible for people living in this century to travel more than earlier? There are four factors. The passage gives several reasons. First reason is that workers get several weeks of holiday every year. Second is cheap airfares make travel affordable. Third is well-organized travel agencies help people plan trips. And the last reason is hotels, resorts, campsites, and theme parks provide accommodation and entertainment. We'll do the rest of the questions in the next slide. The fourth question is, what is the main purpose of travel in present times? This answer is the main purpose today is vacation, relaxation, and enjoyment. Fifth question is diagram or chart. Slash means or. Diagram or chart showing people involved in the tourist trade. So the answer is people involved in tourism include travel agencies, hotel workers, resort staff, airline staff, and theme park workers, because they all help provide services for tourists. We'll do two more questions in the next slide. The sixth question is, what do you think is the best part of traveling? Why? What do you dislike most about it and why? So the best part is that the best part of traveling is seeing new places and relaxing the body and mind because it makes people feel refreshed. And the dislike is I dislike long tiring journeys because they can make the body tired. So, this answer is about my opinion. If you like, you can use your own words to express your thoughts in best parts and dislikes. We will do the next question in the next slide. The seventh question is, pick words from the passage that means the same as A. Having the necessary qualities or satisfying necessary conditions. For this sentence, the correct word is eligible, and it is found in the sentence ordinary working people have been eligible for several weeks holiday every year. We'll do these questions in the next slide. This question is a phrase, a place to stay. The correct word for this is accommodation, and the sentence found in the passage is holiday resorts, hotels, campsites, and theme parks all aim to provide accommodation and entertainment. So the passage is done and this topic is completed. Thanks for watching. I hope this was helpful. Subscribe, share, and like to my channel for more of these videos.